Okay, I wanted to get you started on this project we're working on. So if you open up your Blackboard, you'll see this folder, Coding Docs. Click on that, and there's 3 files under here. This first one is the project. So I'll just open that up here. All right. You don't have to follow everything here. I want you just to get started, and we'll finish up in class. But I want you to pick 2 variables from the code book, find them, and put them in an Excel file. Let me show you that. So, for example, the code book on the second document, download that. It looks something like this. All right, this is the code book, actually. And it's got data on, it's called Add Health, which is adolescent health. So people your age filled out a questionnaire on practically everything: school, pregnancy, feelings, relations with parents. You can look through that, tobacco and drugs, everything. All right. So what I want to do is we're going to run a test of independence to see if any of these things are related. So, for example, what I chose to do was I wanted to look at employment. Is there a relationship there? And if you scroll down, like let's just, I'm going to scroll down here so you can see what these things look like. So this one, go farther. All right, so for example, how many hours a week did you play video games? Maybe I want to see the relationship between happiness and video games. And I'm going to use this question to tell me whether they played video games or not. So if they answered 0, they don't play. And this one I don't want you to use because it's got numeric data in it. We need qualitative data. But maybe this one says I do play. And I'm going to use this question here to find out whether or not they play video games, all right? The variable is this, H1DA10. Okay, my study, I looked at, hang on. Okay, so sorry about that. I looked at happiness, and I used this, did you work outside the house question. And the variable is H1FS11. That's this question. And this one is H1EE3, okay? So what I want you to do is, this is the third file. This is the actual data, this Add Health data. Download that CSV file and find the data that corresponds to your question. So let's do that. For here, this is H1FS11. So if you do Control F, H1FS11. All right, so I want to find that. You can see it's looking for that right now. There it is. Okay, so there's that column of data. I'm going to, let's do it. Let's get a new file here, do a new blank workbook. And I'm going to, where is that, right here? I'm going to copy this and put it in to this file. All right. And then what was the next variable I wanted to use? H1EE3. So H1EE3. Let's find that one. Whoops. Let me see that again. Oh, that's because I have that column selected, I think. Okay, there it goes. So it didn't work because I had that column selected. Now it's going through all the data in this file to look for this H1EE3. The other thing you might mess up on is when there's an O up here, make sure you don't put a 0, put an O, the letter O. There it is. And not a 0. Make sure you don't mess that up. So I'm going to select this one and put it in here. Okay. The other thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this happiness. And this one I'm going to rename job, let's say. All right, so those, and now I'm going to save this file. Let's see here, close this. You can save it as an Excel. I think I'm going to save it as CSV, and I'm just going to say project and save this. And I want you to bring this file into, all right, so I just say, I want you to bring this to class, and then we'll use AI to analyze this. So hopefully that was clear. What do I want you to do? I want you to look through that code book, and whatever you're interested in, maybe you're interested in parental relationship with children, like that's something that interests you and the effects that has on grades or something. I don't know what other variables are in there. There's all kinds of things to look at, but pick just 2 of them, and it has to be quantitative or qualitative data, right? Like categorical data, you know? So don't pick something like, oh, how tall are you? That's numeric. You want qualitative, categorical. It has categories, right? And then we will manipulate this. Like this happiness has several different levels. We're going to manipulate that down into just 2 levels, and we can do that with your variables too. Don't worry too much. You can't mess this up. Just do your best, bring in your file, and we'll go from there.